Sudanese Sufi orders. It is a new episode, dear audience, and today we continue and we would like to experience together the second branch of the Badawiyya Sufi order in the Sudan. As in the first part of introducing the arrival of the teachings of Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi, through the effort that had been led by Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi in a branch that constituted one of the major centers of the Badawiyya in Sudan. I'm referring here to Badawiyya Maqamatiyya Sutuhiyya. Today we go on, and in our presence the second major branch of the Badawiyya teachings in the country. In our focus today, Badawiyya Marazqa. So as I have introduced the arrival of the teachings of Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi in our first episode, we stated that the teachings of Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi in Sudan is represented by two centers, that is Badawiyya Maqamatiyya Sutuhiyya, which had been arrived during the year 1827, and then Badawiyya Marazqa. And Badawiyya Marazqa itself arrived Sudan as part of the teachings of Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi during the Turkish rule. So together the teachings of Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi through these two branches arrived into Sudan during the Turkish rule. This is from one side. From another side, that the centers, the major centers of these two branches is in Omdurman, and this is what distinguish the two tariqas, that their arrival at the branch of Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi teaching, their arrival was during the Turkish rule, and at the same time their main headquarters is in Omdurman. The arrival and foundation. The story of Ahmadiyya Marazqa in Sudan begins during the early Turco-Egyptian rule, a time of major transformation in the Sudan. It was during this period that Sheikh Musa ibn Sheikh Abdurrahman ibn Sheikh Hussein ibn Sheikh Abdurrahman, a distinguished scholar and a spiritual leader, journeyed from Meti Barat, a town near Binha in Egypt, to Sudan. So on the arrival of the teaching of Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi through this branch, what I would like to tell that as the Maqamatiyya Sutuhiyya Badawiyya arrival during the Turkish rule, furthermore the branch of Badawiyya Marazqa also has taken place during the Turkish rule. But this time, the efforts had been led by Sheikh Musa ibn Sheikh Abdurrahman, whose biography informed that he is a distinguished scholar and spiritual leader. Sheikh Musa descended from a line of righteous men, inheritors of knowledge and sanctity, who traced their spiritual heritage back to Sayyid Ahmed Al-Badawi, the founder of the tariqah and the four qutb of the Sufi order across entire Muslim world. About his Sufi lineage and Sanad, his biography informed that he has taken the Sufi pledge under Sheikh Hassan Shamsuddin. So having taken the Sufi Bay'at pledge under Sheikh Hassan Shamsuddin, a noted scholar, spiritual guide, Sheikh Musa became known not only as a spiritual master, but also as a man of profound knowledge, piety and righteousness. His sincerity and dedication soon caught the attention of the Egyptian authorities, and he was appointed Imam of one of Muhammad Ali Pasha's battalions during the Turco-Egyptian invasion of Sudan. Under his guidance, the battalion marched with discipline and spiritual purpose, embodying a union of sword and prayer, of struggle, jihad and remembrance. However, during the siege of Khartoum by Imam al-Mahdi, Sheikh Musa demonstrated his intellect and great judgment by writing to the Imam and giving him command of the battalion, having gained his allegiance. So, as you listen, the audience, the arrival of Sheikh Musa, by the way, who represent the arrival of the second teaching of Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi into Sudan, we told was during the Turco-Egyptian rule to Sudan. So, and as a matter of fact, more specifically, during the besiege of Khartoum by Imam al-Mahdi, Sheikh Musa demonstrated and shown his interest, and at the same time make the assessment and the judgment to the situation. And what he has done, he wrote to Imam al-Mahdi and given him command of the battalion. Having gained his allegiance and in recognition of his sincerity, Imam al-Mahdi granted Sheikh Musa the patchwork jubba, symbolizing spiritual leadership and devotion, a gesture that replaced the Ashari robe he once wore. This symbolic moment marked Sheikh Musa's transition from the scholarly elite to the ranks of spiritual guides, devoted to the upfillment of the common believer. Thus, when Khartoum eventually fell under Imam al-Mahdi, Sheikh Musa chose to remain in Omdurman, the spiritual heart of the new era. There, in 1883, he founded the first Ahmadiyya Badawiyya Zawiya in Al-Kashif suburb. This Zawiya became a beacon of spiritual knowledge, remembrance, and hospitality. Around him gathered scholars, seekers, and soldiers who had once served under his command but now sought guidance in the service of the soul. Expansion and legacy. Under Sheikh Musa's leadership to this notable ancient branch of the Badawiyya Sufi order, the tariqah grew and flourished. He devoted his life to teaching, remembrance, and spiritual discipline until his passing away in the year 1908. Among his many devoted disciples were notable figures who would continue his legacy. Chief among them was Sheikh Mahmud Al-Kanzi, who became his first Khalifa, followed by other respected students such as Haj Uthman, Sheikh Babikir, Hamid Al-Kanzi, and Sheikh Ali Salim. The efforts of this man ensured that the message of the Ahmadiyya Marazqiya would not fade with time. Instead, it spread throughout Sudan, reaching towns and villages, cultivating hearts with love, discipline, and remembrance. Sheikh Mahmud Al-Kanzi's own life was marked by humility and spiritual strength, and upon his passing away, his son Sheikh Abdul Hafiz succeeded him in the year 2002, carrying forward the torch of his forefathers with renewal and devotion. After the passing away of Sheikh Mahmud Al-Kanzi, his son Sheikh Al-Sayyid, Sheikh Mahmud Al-Kanzi, assumed the leadership of the Ahmadiyya Badawiyya Marazqiya Tariqa, continuing his father's spiritual and reformist legacy. In 1993, Sheikh Asam-ad-Din Shamsuddin, may Allah have mercy on him, the global head of the Ahmadiyya Badawiyya Marazqiya order, granted Sheikh Abdul Hafiz Ahmed Babikir Al-Kanzi authorization, ijaza, of spiritual leadership, making him one of the recognized shuyukh of the Ahmadiyya Badawiyya Marazqiya order in Sudan. He continued the order's well-known path of spiritual education and da'wah. In the year 2000, Sheikh Asam-ad-Din Ahmed Shamsuddin visited Sudan as part of his da'wah tours, during which he issued a decree appointing Sheikh Abdul Hafiz Ahmed Babikir Al-Kanzi as the General Deputy of the Order in Sudan, a confirmation of his scholarly and spiritual standing and his prominent role in spreading the principles and teachings of the order throughout the country. The Zawiya, a living heart of the Tariqa. For the followers of the Ahmadiyya Marazqiya, the Zawiya is far more than a place of prayer. It is a living heart of the community. It is here that the Shaykh and Murid meet in remembrance, reflection, and love. It is here that the spiritual and social dimensions of Islam intertwine together. Throughout the year, the Zawiyas of Ahmadiyya Marazqiya host gatherings of Mawlid al-Nabi, celebration of the birth of the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, nights of dhikr, and the annual hadra, commemorating the senates and awliya of the order. Among them, Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi, Sheikh Musa, Sheikh Mahmoud Al-Kanzi, and Sheikh Al-Sayyid. These gatherings serve not only as acts of devotion, but also as spaces of education, unity, and cultural expression. Within their walls, knowledge is transmitted, poetry is recited, and hearts are healed. Today, under the leadership of Sheikh Hassan Al-Kanzi, the current Khalifa, the Ahmadiyya Marazqa continues to stand as a pillar of faith and spiritual guidance in Sudan. The Sheikh's efforts to receive the teachings of his ancestors while also adapting to the realities of modern life have made the Tariqa a bridge between the past and present, a living testament to the continuity of Sufi tradition in Sudanese society. So as you listen, the audience, together we share the information about the second branch of the Ahmadiyya Badawiyya in Sudan, and that is through the efforts of the founder of this branch, that is a branch of the Badawiyya Marazqa. And together we experience how these teachings of Sheikh Ahmed Al-Badawi represented in these two centers, how they have contributed in the spread of guidance, in spread of purification science, or the science of purification, and at the same time the message of Islam, known with its simplicity, modernity, and tolerance. And by this I came to the end of the episode. Till seeing you in another episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.